Alex Stein. Alex, let's move on, though, from Minneapolis to New York City, where Mayor Zohran Mamdani, I love this one here. The city is apparently facing a fiscal crisis the scale of the Great Recession. Here's what he had to say.
We are speaking about a fiscal crisis at the scale greater than the Great Recession. And so there will not be one single thing that can answer that crisis. It will require us to pursue every single avenue. That means looking inward into savings and efficiencies. That also means raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations.
Oh, my gosh, he's been in office for less than a month. And as Margaret Thatcher said, as a socialist, he's already run out of other people's money. Again, Alex, who could possibly have seen this coming?
I don't know, but at least he's good friends with Donald Trump because, they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars housing illegal immigrants in Manhattan, the most expensive real estate in the world. So maybe if Donald Trump can, work with Mamdani and they can kick out a lot of these illegal immigrants, they might have some money to actually, pay for the trains to run on time, pay for the buses to work, and, not have to tax everybody to death, because that's the problem. New York City is becoming unaffordable for a normal person to live there. So you either have to be an illegal immigrant or a billionaire just to make it in New York City.
Well, that's right, Alex. And in fact, actually, I was wondering about this. Are you seeing in Texas, New Yorkers starting to poke around the real estate market and think about maybe it's time for a change to a sunnier, lower tax, better governed destination?
Yeah, no, we love it here in Texas. I mean, business is booming, and I'm not just saying that. That's not, a hyperbole. Like, they are coming straight to Texas and Florida at record numbers. So that's sad. I mean, New York City, even though I'm not from there, is the greatest city on earth, or at least it used to be. And Mamdani, I really hope that he does a better job than Eric Adams, but I'm not going to hold my breath because I don't know. The fate of the city, we need Rudy Giuliani back. That's what the city needs. He saved that city. And if he could do it, hopefully somebody else can.
Indeed. Hey, speaking of other left-wing lunacy this week here, Bruce Springsteen, he's still clinging to relevance, releasing a new song called Streets of Minneapolis about Renee Good and Alex Pretty, the people who were killed in those scuffles with ICE agents. Have a listen to this.
A city of flame fought fire and ice neath an occupier's boots. King Trump's private army from the DHS, guns belted to their coats, came to Minneapolis to enforce the law, or so their story goes.
I don't even have words for that, Alex, but I mean, he's not sending his best lyricists out there, is he now?
No, and Bruce Springsteen was an American icon at one point. Now he's an American joke. I mean, literally, I don't know anybody that still respects Bruce Springsteen because a lot of his audience are kind of more affluent people that are, a little older, and he's really alienating his entire fan base. I mean, there's no way a bunch of blue-haired libs are listening to any Bruce Springsteen song. So I really don't know who this music is appealing to, but of course, a guy that's worth probably hundreds of millions of dollars wants to get there and play a victim. I'm not surprised. That's the typical Hollywood elitist from Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bruce has gotten into some trouble with his fans for charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars for tickets, so much for the socialists, for the working man. Meanwhile, speaking of other socialists, not to be outdone, do you know who the real victim in American society is? I'm not sure you were across this here, but apparently it's Michelle Obama, because according to her, not just her, but black women have been silenced. We never hear from them. Have a listen.
We don't articulate as Black women our pain because it's almost like nobody ever gave us permission to do that.
Alex, Michelle Obama, I've never heard her do anything but complain her whole life. It seems like her whole life disproves her very thesis here.
You're exactly right. And if you ask just your everyday average Black American, what did Obama do for Black people or Black culture? Literally nothing. He gave some people some free cell phones. So when she was in office as, the first lady, Obama didn't do anything. He ran on a bunch of empty promises like he was going to help the Black community. And we just proved that that was a false statement. So for her to keep going on and on and on, like Bruce Springsteen, she's a multi-millionaire playing a victim. And she's a Black woman that has a very loud voice. I mean, give me a break. So really and truly, Michelle Obama, she's a fraud, just like Springsteen.
Absolutely right. Hey, finally, pop star Nicki Minaj, she is really dialing it up for Trump. So apparently not all Hollywood celebrities and pop stars and stuff are lefties. She's a Donald Trump superfan and was brought out to an event to launch Trump accounts for newborn babies. Have a look at this.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, you know, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work, okay? He has a lot of force behind him, and God is protecting him.
Alex, I confess to not being a huge knower even, much less a fan of Nicki Minaj's music, but that's a lot more articulate than all the sort of the Molly Ringwalds and all the other, you know, Joy Behars and everybody else we see. Do you think she should get maybe a spot on The View to counterpoint all of the stuff we see out there?
You know, she does deserve a spot on The View. She's way better than Whoopi Goldberg. But let me say this. Every single rapper before Donald Trump was president used him in their lyrics. They all said that they wanted to be like Trump. Even Nelly, who, you know, performed as his inauguration and basically got canceled. So, you know, the black community and especially the famous rappers like Nicki Minaj, they all loved Donald Trump before 2016. So at least she's being honest. And I would guess that Jay-Z and a lot of these rappers actually still respect him because, you know what, they're getting taxed to death in New York City. And they probably want, you know, a little help from Donald Trump right now.
Well, who knows? You may have some new rappers as neighbors there. Wouldn't that be fun? Alex Stein, thank you so much for your time. As always, great to chat. Now, stick around because after the break, you're not going to want to miss Only in America. But first, well, I don't even know where to begin with this. But here's an American lady who's so scared of ICE, or maybe, I don't know, she could just be desperate for clicks, that, well, have a look at this.
SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy.
Ah, very clever. She taped the kids' passports to their heads so they're... never mind, but I can tell you what. If you're watching, that boy in the back of the van, that kid is going to grow up to be so MAGA. Did you see the look on his face?